Hello and welcome to another video from Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we're looking at something that is now quite old, has become very collectible and is quite difficult to find nowadays, especially in this mint sealed condition. We are looking at the 2005 release by Hasbro from their Star Wars Revenge of the Sith series of action figures. And this particular figures we're looking at today are the ones with changes, so they change from one character to the other, and they're all based on the third installment of the prequel trilogy of Star Wars. So basically it's a sequel to The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith was the third and final part of that prequel trilogy, which saw the rise of Darth Vader from his early childhood as Anakin Skywalker right through until he became the Sith Lord Darth Vader, and also sees the progression of Chancellor Palpatine to Emperor Palpatine, and he's finally revered as Darth Sidious, and eventually ends up destroying the Jedi in the movie. The movie was released in May 2005. It ran for 2 hours 10 minutes, I think it was. Now, incidentally, the budget for this particular movie was $113 million, which is a quarter of what it cost to produce the Rise of the Force Awakens. And it netted $868.4 million at the box office, so quite a substantial profit in that movie, as with all of the Star Wars movies come to that. Anyway, let's not digress too much. This is the figure we are looking at, and it says Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, and it's got ages 4 and up, and you've got a load of copyright information at the top there. And it says Emperor Palpatine with glowing Force lightning, and it says changes to Darth Sidious, and again there's copyright information at the very bottom of the packet. Okay, before we have a good look at the figure themselves, let's turn the card around and have a look at the what's printed on the back. Okay, so I've turned the card around, and on the back there you can see Chancellor Palpatine before he was disfigured and became the Darth Sidious, which was brought on by himself because he attacked Mace Windu, and Mace Windu repelled the energy with his lightsaber, and it deformed Chancellor Palpatine. So it says here, Emperor Palpatine. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine is a powerful leader in the Republic. Now he reveals a frightening truth. He is the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, and his evil plans are about to destroy the Republic and the Jedi. And it says, changes to Darth Sidious. Turn Palpatine's head to reveal Darth Sidious. The Emperor's Force Lightning really glows, and head turns and arms raise. Okay, so that is the back of the card. And yeah, the very bottom of the card also, you got all the copyright and licensing information for the for all the products. Okay, let's turn it back around to the front and let's have a good look at the figures themselves. So I've zoomed right in on the figure, but I'm trying to get a good image of his face, and it's very difficult. I mean, that's probably the best that I can show you. It is a nice likeness to Chancellor Palpatine that you can see in. It's very difficult to see it because of the lightning. Is it better with it if I dim the lights? No, not really. It's still. Oh, that might be a better view. There we are. That's a little bit better view of Ian McDiarmid as he looked like when he played Chancellor Palpatine. Now what you do is you just flick the head round, turn the head round, and as you turn the head round the other side, you reveal this particular face here, which is Darth Sidious, and that's the face that we've got on there at the moment. But you turn the head round and you've got Darth Sidious. Now the Force Lightning strikes attached to into the back of the or the lower section of his robe, just below his hands, and they glow once they're attached to the figure. There is a button on the back there which raises his hands up. I presume that raises his hands up. And there's also an interchangeable hand, so you can change the hand and put on the lightsaber, the red Darth Sidious lightsaber, which you can see there in just behind the actual figure. So you've got interchangeable hand with the lightsaber, and you can see the lightsaber runs to the back. I don't know whether that glows or not. If the Force ones do, I don't see any reason why the lightsaber wouldn't. It looks like it probably does, because the blade goes right the way through past the wrist, so it may well connect and light up, but I don't know for sure. I'm surmising it does, but I'm not 100% sure. So say the button at the back there should raise the arms of Darth Sidious, or Chancellor Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine, whoever you want to call him. And as I say, that is his face there as Palpatine. I say it's not a bad likeness really for the 4-inch figure. Now I say 4-inch figure. If we look at that, we're looking at about 9.5 centimeters, which does come up to just under 4 inches, about 3 3/4 inches. Width wise is about 2 inches wide with his hands the way he is, or if we put that in centimeters, we're looking at about 5 centimeters, maybe a bit wider. If you look at do it from the bottom of his robe, then you're probably looking at about 6 centimeters. And depth wise, we're about 4 centimeters. I don't know if you can see that with the reflection of the light, but it's about 4 centimeters. But this is a really good figure. There's a lot of functionalities on this figure. So the head turns to reveal the Palpatine or Darth Sidious. The Force Lightning attaches to the hands or just below the hands and glows. The lightsaber can switch one of the hands, and I believe it glows. Although I don't think there's any articulation on these figures at all. I say the hands raised because of the button. The feet are not, the legs are not going to move because you've got the cloak around him. So I don't think there's going to be much articulation there. But the functionalities on this figure are pretty good. And yeah, I think it was quite a nice little figure to have in the series, and stands out because of the functions on that particular figure. Okay, so how well did this figure do back in 2005? Well, yeah, I mean 2005, we were screaming for more Star Wars figures, with the final Star Wars movie of the prequel trilogy airing. All the merchandise was released, and it seems to be the first film spawned an awful lot of merchandise. The second film spawned some merchandise, and the final film produced a lot of merchandise. And that seems to go the way with the trilogies. And the middle film seems to be the one that suffers as far as the merchandise is concerned. But the first and last movies always seem to spurn loads and loads of merchandise. And Revenge of the Sith was no different. There was merchandise all over the place again. But then we were hungry for Star Wars merchandise, especially new Star Wars merchandise that we hadn't had before. So so much of it was produced, so much of it was sold, and there's so much of it that people are still looking for, because they didn't manage to get them when they first came out. So yes, they've done remarkably well. I don't know the quantities of this particular range of figures. Now there was other figures in this same series. There was Obi-Wan Kenobi with Force Jump Attack, and there was Anakin Skywalker who transforms into Darth Vader, and there was Secret Lightsaber Attack of General Grievous, where he had multiple lightsabers. So they were the 4 figures in this particular series. So I don't know the quantities that were produced, but I don't think there was anything like the single figures. The single figures were produced in mass quantities, although these figures must have been produced with some volume, but I've no idea how many, and I know it was nowhere near as many as the single figures. So there we are, but they still sold and done remarkably well. Anyway, let's move forward 20 years, because it's been 20 years now since the release of Revenge of the Sith, and I can't believe it's been 20 years. It seems like only yesterday that I took my kids to the cinema to watch the final movie in the prequel trilogy, but it certainly doesn't seem like 20 years ago. But there we are, they're all grown up now and got kids of their own, so that's the way it goes. But yeah, moving forward 20 years, do these figures come up very often on the platforms? You do see them from time to time on platforms, yeah, I'm not going to lie. They do appear occasionally. More often than not, they appear as loose figures, but you do see ones just like this in the sealed packs appear on the platforms. But when they do, they don't tend to be around for quite any lengthy time. They do seem to sell quite quickly, and that's probably because of the lower quantities of these figures and the fact that there's collectors out there that still want them and never bought them first time round. So yes, they do appear. Yes, they are available. If you want one just for to put into a collection or a display, then you can pick up loose figures, you know, on the platforms, no problem at all. The only thing I would say again is remember when you buy on a platform to make sure that you do read what you're actually buying. Don't just read the home page and the description, because quite often they're just stock photographs and stock description. You need to click on the seller and see the item that you're actually buying, because you may be ordering used when you think you're ordering new. So rather than end up disappointed afterwards, just double check that if you are going to buy on a platform. But there's no need to buy on a platform. You can come straight to us at Midas Touch Toys, Games, Collectibles, and we don't believe in stock photographs. What you see on our website is exactly the item that you will be receiving. We don't do stock photographs. And all of our new items that go onto the website also have accompanying videos, as this one does. Now, this particular figure set is now available to purchase on the Midas Touch website, and it is former shop stock. It is stock that wasn't sold from a closed down shop, and the shop shut down just before, or just during the COVID era, and never reopened, and we was fortunate enough to buy stock out of that shop. And there was quite a lot of stock, old stock, that was still on the shelves, and some that was in the stock room, and we bought the lot. And amongst that was half a dozen of these particular figures, and they are currently available now, or they are available now to purchase on the Midas Touch website, which you can get to quite simply by clicking the link below. It'll take you straight to the website, where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Star Wars items. And many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, and I am absolutely positive it's something that you're not going to want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there is something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky that you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories, well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful Emperor Palpatine Darth Sidious action figure with me. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again next video. So bye for now.